Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joined today from the administration offices. We've got your new city administrator,
Deputy.
your old deputy. Okay, fine. I said I was going to play with it a little bit. You didn't even let me get
No,
there.
I cut you
He's
off.
like, no, I am the deputy. Fine. It is your city administrator, Chad Brecklin, and our deputy city administrator, Adam Sayre.
Nice job.
I don't say last names really well, so this is a big deal. Plus, he's my boss, and you're my boss, and I'm in the middle, which I also don't like. So, anyway, we're going to leave that alone, too. So, welcome to the city of Fitchburg, first off.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. I've been getting to know this guy in the hallway, mostly, but putting him on set and just asking questions on camera is probably the right way to do this. So,
Great.
Chad and I have got a really long list of questions for you. You thought the interview process was fun. Here we
Starts
go.
now.
Starts now.
Extension of the hiring process.
Exactly. You didn't know about this. It wasn't on the sheet.
Should I take this off and
Yeah.
run out?
And interview over. Yeah. Chad, we have a process in anything that we do. Why did we bring on Adam in this position? And we'll catch up with this guy in just a moment.
Yeah, so I mean, we could certainly talk about this for a full segment, I'm sure, but I'll try to keep it brief, Jeremy. The city, believe it or not, back in 2006, identified a position similar to the role that Adam has been filling for us the last few weeks. And ultimately, in this year's budget, we were able to accomplish having this position filled. So the City Council recognized that with a growing community of now 34,000, over 1,000 businesses and 16 or 17 different departments and nearly 200 full-time employees, that it was time to bring in some more administrative support, and we're definitely glad to have Adam here. He will be assuming leadership responsibilities for, I think, 7 of our departments. Fact TV, Library, Senior Center, Parks, Recreation, and Forestry, Clerks, Assessing, and IT. I think I've got them all there.
Nice job.
He wasn't even looking at a list, folks. Don't let him fool you. He's right up here.
So it'll be great to have Adam come on board here and provide not only the leadership for those departments, but also just some administrative capacity. I mean, there is so much going on throughout the city, and many of us are going from one meeting to another day in and day out, which leaves little time to actually work on any sort of projects or initiatives. So it'll be great to have Adam available to help out with those things, and we're definitely happy to have you on board.
Yeah, and I mean, Chad's not saying it, but this is a relief for Chad. I mean, everything you just heard him say is exactly why we are excited to have Adam. And Adam, you come in with a lot of experience, and you come from a neighborly city, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, so I've been in the Dane County area for about 10 and a half years. Took a job with Verona, City of Verona, 10 and a half years ago as the Director of Planning and Development. From that point, I moved up to the City Administrator position for about 4.5-ish years, and then stepped back into the more the Director of Planning role, and then came over here to Fitchburg. It was good times in Verona. I enjoyed my time there, did a lot of fun stuff, but had an opportunity here to come work with Chad. Chad and I we used to get coffee, I think, monthly, and just kind of catch up. We got to know Chad a little bit. Know other people here. I used to work with the finance director in Oconomowoc as well. Been hearing a lot of great things about Fitchburg, and was kind of looking for a new and different opportunity to kind of, do something different. Needed a change kind of thing. I've got a family, 3 kids. Part of it was having more of that work-life balance. Fitchburg, obviously, that's a big proponent of having that in place, which I've already experienced that as well. They've been great to work with so far. But yeah, just looking for some variety and just making sure I can go home at night, coach my daughter's soccer team, watch my kids swim, watch them in theater, watch them do all the stuff that they do. So I'm looking forward to kind of be able to be a dad as well at home.
And on the flip side, so is Chad. He wants to go home at night, see his kids, enjoy the home work-life balance. So it does balance out. As you move forward and get to know the departments, what have you seen so far from everybody? Everybody, I assume, has been very welcoming and bringing you in. But what do you think about Team Fitchburg so far?
People have asked me that. I think overall, everybody here, everyone's really nice. Everyone's really great. First day, walk in, everyone's happy. Everyone says good morning to you every morning. I mean, it's. And I'm not saying Verona wasn't that, but it's a not your typical, I would say, government environment where you walk in and it's everyone seems very cheerful. I think it feels very laid back. That's been the impression I've gotten, that it's people are at ease of what they do, and I don't feel stress coming out of people. There's going to be stressful moments, but yeah, even meeting the council as well. The council's been very, very nice, and I met them at a committee of the whole meeting a few weeks ago, and they all came up to me and said hi, which is nice as well. So it's been very welcoming. Chad hasn't given me piles of paperwork to do immediately, so I know the day is coming, but they've also kind of allowed me to ease into it as well. I know that was a priority when I first started, of making sure let's not just bury him right away. So been very happy just with the decision to come over here, and just kind of how I've been treated since I've got here. It's been wonderful.
And how many, in the interview process, did they ever tell you to have to do television?
No. Well, you were in it. I don't remember you telling me that either.
I asked them the hard questions. Yeah. No, I think it's good. The piece of Fitchburg and the transparency that the city has, not only through Fact TV, but through all the departments and stuff, I think it gives way to these types of good conversations and bringing you in and getting to know you. So either way, welcome aboard. And the door's always open to come and host the show anytime you want to.
I'll keep that in mind. Chad can go first.
Oh, I've been asking Chad since we started this, back when he was in a different uniform and everything else.
I'm a better guest, and even that's debatable.
Well, darn it, I'm stuck in the middle again. That's okay. All right, so we're going to transition, do some catch up here on the city. Anyways, welcome aboard, and we'll be asking you questions on budget right now. Let's talk about budget. We just had our first budget hearing, if you will. What is the process moving forward?
So as you mentioned, the first budget hearing took place at the October 10th council meeting, and next steps from here are other amendments. Were due October 13th. So staff will be looking at those amendments and offering any thoughts, comments, and or feedback related to those amendments. And then at the committee of the whole meeting on October 25th, the council will debate those amendments that were put into the mayor's proposed budget and determine, generally speaking, what may or may not be moving forward. And then ultimately, I think the meeting is at November 10th.
I believe you're right.
So somewhere in that vicinity, November 10th or 12th, I think it is. Or actually might be the 14th, but I'm really getting off topic.
Yeah, you're really digging a hole here.
The council will act on said budget, and there will be another opportunity for the public to comment on the budget during the public hearing that will be happening at the council meeting on, I believe, the 14th of November at 7:30. So there's still time for folks in our community to put in comment related to the budget that's been submitted by the mayor or proposed by the mayor, and then any of the amendments that have also been submitted.
Fantastic. We'll transition. We're bringing an event back after a hiatus with COVID. The Business Appreciation Luncheon is back from the city of Fitchburg.
It is, yeah. That was always a great event pre-pandemic, but we have not had that event since 2019. And it is a great opportunity for those in our business community to come together and network with one another, but then also there'll be quite a few city staff there that'll be present, and we'll always have a guest speaker. I think folks will be happy with the guest speaker that's coming to this year's event. And we've been able to partner with one of our premier businesses here in town. We have a lot of them, of course, but Promega. And the luncheon will be at their facility on October 31st from 11 a.m. to 1:15 p.m. So sign up. Space is limited.
It's going to be a great event, and we'll have coverage of that right here on Talking Fitchburg and Fact TV. Finally, the ever-updating or ongoing construction. We got a lot of road construction going on, Adam. You know this from being around Fitchburg. Things are starting to wrap up, though, on our two major projects. So let's start up on the Lacey and Seminole Highway project. What do we know?
Yeah, so as we know, the roundabout opened right around Labor Day, just before school got in session, which was great there. And then the remaining section of Lacey Road back to the west towards Fitzroy has been under construction. The timeline for that is to be completed by mid-November, and I'm pleased to report that as things stand, it's on schedule to be completed in mid-November. Ideally, that will stay the case. Of course, anything can happen in this day and age between weather, supply chain, and other sorts of considerations, but we're optimistic that we'll have that project wrapped up and folks will be able to enjoy a much improved and urbanized major thoroughfare in Fitchburg. So,
I'm excited to get up there and see it.
Yeah.
I've seen it from a distance. It looks pretty cool, but excited to get up there and see that. The other project that you can get a little bit closer to is our Sayre Road project, and that's now up at the East Sherrill intersection. When will we see that open?
That is currently also on schedule to be completed by the end of October. So we are, less than 3 weeks away from that project, ideally wrapping up. Again, we're not anticipating any delays yet with that one. So hopefully that'll continue to stay on schedule, and then that road will be open after several years of various sections of having been under reconstruction, and ultimately I don't anticipate a lot of work happening in 2024 through that section, but perhaps a little bit of work will be begun. But then in 2025, we'll finish off the remainder of that project from East Sherrill up towards McCoy Road.
Man. Well, first off, Adam, you and I are going to be meeting down at that Quick Trip down there. That's what we'll be doing all my business from. So come on down.
Call me up.
Call you up. I'll meet you down there, buddy. We'll bike down there, walk down there. It's excited to see these wrap up for the year. We know we still got some work going on in Sayre on the near future, but projects are looking awesome, and we appreciate everybody's patience in the detours, the extra time it's been taking to get around this stuff. But the infrastructure is so important.
Yeah, I mean, we're a growing community, right? And we've talked about this before in our conversations. We went from a township to a city, and as I mentioned earlier in our segment here, that we're at 34,000 residents now, and that's caused a lot of these former township roads which have had a lot of development around them, to now need to be reconstructed into an urban roadway that's capable of taking on the additional traffic, has pedestrian and bicycle amenities, safer crossings, and those sorts of improvements to help mitigate the occurrences of crashes and so forth. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the update, and that does it for this interview. Adam, again, welcome aboard. When you do my review, remember it's Jeremy with a J, AAA, or plus, or 555, whatever is best for you. Brett Clinton, always a pleasure. Thank you both. We'll look forward to both having you back on the show, just not me sitting in the middle. You can just take it over from here, right?
You got it.
Excellent.
Thanks.